Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I'm just going to do a little test here with a surgical mask. What I want to show is what happens when you blow into it and what happens with the air direction. And this is just a typical surgical mask you can get from any type of retail store. It's got a little nose bridge thing here, and I'm going to use this tissue paper here just to show what happens. And as you can see here, I'm just holding it steady. I don't really have any fans blowing or anything like that. And even as I talk here, you can see it's blowing a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and just seat this on. Pull it on down. Try to get this here nice and snug. Okay, so I'm going to hold this steady. I'm going to just blow, straight into its own wood. A little bit more here. More far to the side here. I'm going to get it steady. As you can see, pretty stable when it's dead on, right? Well, that's the thing, is that when air is being blown, it is going to take the path of least resistance. So let's take a look at what happens in other areas. Holding it straight here. As you can see very clearly, the air is actually moving in a different direction. It's going to where there is the greatest ability to escape, there's the least resistance. And I think it's important for people to realize that these are not really meant to stop, the thing that people say that you could stop with it. It's really meant to be a splash guard. And unfortunately, a lot of people like to use memes that show a petri dish or have Bill Nye blowing and stuff like that to show, oh, look, see, it's actually stopping things. But they don't actually show by moving the petri dish around the mask or, adjusting like we just did here with something that can show where the wind's going to show where the gaps are. And unfortunately, a lot of people get deceived by those things. And so I just wanted to show this just to give a sense of what really happens and how air is redirected. And I'm going to do another little visual here with a little bit of vape just to show where the air is actually going, give a little bit of sense of how it might flow out. So I'm going to be smoking this just 1 second here. Let me just put this back on. Pull it down. Again, get this nice and as tight as I can. Again, it's a surgical mask. It's not the greatest of fits here. I'm just doing the best I can. You can see for yourself. You can see right there. Okay? Yeah, you can see I'm losing hair or whatever. All right. So again, as you can see with the vape, it's showing the direction of where the air is actually going. It's being redirected to paths of least resistance, and this is going to be typical for anything that's of this caliber quality, especially cloth mask, surgical stuff like that. You really need something that's much stronger, like an N95 or something better, in order to even get meaningful protection. Again, this is vented, so it's going to actually let air escape through there, and even then, it's still can have some gaps unless you get it really tight. Although the nose bridge is, of course, a bit better. I just want to point that out because a lot of people have this mysticism about it that, oh yeah, it's going to meaningfully stop things, but in reality it doesn't. And by and large, most people are not practicing the hygiene, and the fit's going to change as you yawn or as you get itchy and sweaty and stuff like that. So I just want people to know that this is something you can try out at home. Anybody can do this and do this test. Get some tissue paper and just feel it out and see for themselves what actually happens. And get a real perspective of what's actually going on with this security theater when you see people, at the grocery store or, giving you fast food and things like that with what they're wearing. It's not really doing what the people in the medical establishment in the mainstream corporate press are actually saying it's doing. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to y'all later.